cause nothing is given, man. You gotta go get it. You gotta go get it. Niggas be fucking playing. What can I say? 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 There's nothing to say.
What's good, YouTube? The most hated yellow nigga, aka Perfect One.
The best franchise player on YouTube, King Law.
So, hopefully by now, you have watched episode 1. If not, I'm not judging you. Because everybody comes in at some point. But, hopefully you watched episode 1.
I think it was a good episode. It was a nice intro episode to what we're trying to do here.
I know we only going to get better, though.
For sure.
With more time, everything's going to improve.
Always.
So, just jumping into it, the topic this week that we're going to discuss is sort of similar to family. So, I have 3 kids, and now you're about to have number 3.
Yup.
So, my question is, how does it feel to know you finally getting that boy?
I'm not going to lie, it feels great. It feels great. I mean, man, I all right, so look, with number 1, I was hoping that she was going to be let me put this out there first. I love all my kids the same, no matter if she was a boy or a girl. It wouldn't change things up. But I was hoping that she was going to be my boy. I was looking at those, what do you call it? The sonogram pictures. I was like, it's a chance. They'd be like, no. Like the doctor was explaining, like, this is it looks like what she called, like a hamburger bun. Where I was like, okay, well, where's the hot dog? I'm looking for the hot dog in there. Couldn't find it. Came out, she was a girl. She was like, I think she was like 80% sure. She told us. Mm-hmm. Number 2, I wanted it to be a surprise. I told the doctor, like, don't tell me. I want this one to be a surprise. As soon as we get in there to take the sonogram pictures, the lady went ahead and said, oh, it's a girl. Are you sure? Yeah, I'm about 95% sure this is a girl. So
at that point, were you thinking like, damn, I'm just doomed to have females?
I was like, my shit's not working. It don't work. I was like, my shit is just not working.
Oh, shit. I wasn't expecting that. But for real, though, I understand the feeling because at some point in time, you feel like, I
can't find that X.
Where is my heir?
Exactly. It's like, all I got is,
homie.
What is it? X's are girls and Y's are guys, something like that.
I don't even remember.
Science wasn't my best subject. Let's just leave it at that. But yeah, it feels good to finally have my boy. I mean, got a lot of thoughts in my mind, like of sports and all this other stuff. And I mean, like normal stuff that you got to worry about with guys, and it's completely different from what you got to worry about with girls. So yeah, I'm interested. Well, not interested. I mean, I'm excited.
So I had the polar opposite of you. Your nephew is the oldest, and I have my 2 girls.
Yeah.
So
is that the order that you planned for them to come in, or is that what you hope for to happen? Or
honestly, I'm gonna keep it real with you. I was excited when I had my son first.
Yeah.
I was really excited, like having my son. Finding out at first, like I was nervous because you never know what you're gonna have.
Always.
Like I was okay with having a girl, but I really wanted a boy. Like that was what I wanted. When she told me she was having my son, y'all, like I can't even lie. I can't stunt nothing. Like I was like, yes. So then when I had my daughter, it was kind of like I don't care what I have because I already have my boy.
Yeah. So
I'm glad that I had it the way that I had it, but the way that things have turned out, I was hoping to have another boy. Because just keeping it real, I mean, your nephew's great. I love my son. I do.
He is. He's great.
He's great. But he's him. He's not what I wanted. He's what he wants to be.
He's his own person.
And I mean, I respect it. I let him be himself. But I wanted someone who was as vested in sports as I was. And I just don't feel like I got that with him. Like with him, I feel like I got a really smart kid who can do just about anything.
That he puts his mind to it.
Yeah, that he puts his mind to. Who, if we just gonna be honest, got blessed with height and athletic ability and just doesn't want to use it.
Best way to describe it, I mean, what? How tall is he now? Like, he's probably about 6'1".
Yeah, he's 6'1".
6'1", or what, 6'5", maybe 6'6" wingspan. Ridiculous
that
reach.
that wingspan is
A
retarded.
Ridiculous reach.
I mean,
tall and lanky.
Oh, he's already started making jokes. He's saying that him and my youngest didn't get their height from me. They got it from the rest of the family.
That's funny.
I mean, she's like 5'7".
It's funny because Haven was saying the same type thing.
What?
She was like, "I'm gonna be tall like Uncle Justin's kids." I was like, "You gonna be what?"
Oh, shoot the disrespect.
I'm gonna be tall like Uncle Justin's kids. I'm gonna be taller than them. I'm like, okay, you gonna be tall, but I don't know if you're gonna be that tall.
Nah, but she's got a chance though. It's not like you or Bianca.
Oh yeah, I know.
I mean, y'all is you're 6 foot. She's like what,
I'm
5'8"?
I'm 6'1". Bianca's taller than most average girls. She's
That's
like
what I'm saying.
5'8", 5'9".
Your kids have a
No,
chance
she
to
says
be
5'8.5". Got to get it right. Put that half in there because you know she's gonna be watching. She's gonna add the half. 5'8.5".
You lost weight, you'd be 5'9".
I'm not.
He didn't say that. I said it. I know you're gonna get me later, but you know what? I love you. Let me stop.
I'm Ray Charles right now. I don't hear it. I don't hear no evil, see no evil. I gotta go home tonight, Justin.
Oh man, let me stop. Cause you know I love to fuck with her.
I know you do.
Hey, so all bullshit aside, she knows that she's my favorite sibling. I mean, don't get me wrong, I got a lot of siblings, but my two favorite are the ones, obviously her, and then the one who also contributes to music. I mean, like, let's keep it real. Those are my two favorites. But I think, just being honest, I think all your kids have the chance to be like mine. The only one who's gonna be short is probably Ashley's kids. If we're gonna keep it real.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, those are the only ones I can see really being. I can't see like Cole and them.
I don't see Malachi being that tall.
Well, I don't see him being short neither.
True. Yeah.
I don't think he's gonna be anything crazy, but we don't know because I mean, let's keep it real. LJ wasn't crazy. He just kind of popped.
I was gonna say, and I mean, we've seen it already with kids that we've coached. We've seen them at this height, and then 3 years later, like,
whoa, hey,
hold up! Like, I know your mom. I've seen your mom every day. I've seen your dad. Like, where did all this height come from? Like, out of nowhere. So, anything's possible.
Yeah, you're right. That's what I'm saying. You never know.
Your kids just always sprouting up now. Shoot, I wish I had a couple more inches. All I needed was 2-3 more inches in high school. I've been good. I would have been good.
That hurts.
Why?
Right here.
Why does it hurt?
Oh,
I mean,
nigga, I'm short. I didn't even make the 6 foot.
but you still did your thing, though.
Foot.
I mean,
that's because I was just an angry, aggressive 5'10" kid. Oh man.
nah, I felt like if I just had like those 2 more inches, like things would have been a little bit easier on the court for me. Because I mean, look, I'm not going to stunt. High school and basketball, I only did basketball just to like mess around, play around. That was just fun, something to do with the homies and all that stuff. Football, on the other hand, I took that more serious. If I had like 2 more inches in football, you know what I would have done with that? I was already good. Like I'm not going to like say I was next level, but I was already good. But you had 2 more inches as a receiver, game over.
I'm gonna keep it real with you.
Game
I could have played football and been a great DB or a safety, cause I was stupid aggressive. You know, I like fucking hitting people. I want to fucking harm your soul when I touch you. But if I could have just had 2 more inches, if I could have been 6 foot, I could have easily made most basketball teams. But when you're fucking like under 6 foot, it's just like
everybody has that mental block. Like, no, he's too short to play.
He's too short. He ain't gonna.
He can't do nothing. Fuck. He's a liability.
I understand exactly what you're saying. Like, I understand it. I've always dealt with it. Like, it's crazy because even now people will tell me like, you're not short, and I'm like, the fuck. Like, I had to get it out of my mind because like I be at work and I'm not the tallest, but I'm not short by any means because there's a lot of dudes that work way shorter than me, and it be shocking me.
Because that's the thing. I heard that like a couple days ago when people were talking like what's the average height for American men. I didn't know it was like 5'7".
What?
Yeah, like it's like I'm pretty sure it's like somewhere like 5'7", 5'8", like range like that. Nothing like too crazy.
What?
I was like, that's average. Like the average American man is only like around like hovering around mid between 5 foot range.
I thought it'd be like 6 foot.
With the way the NBA is, you would think so, but no.
Wow. I'm for real though. I thought it was like 6 foot
Yeah,
because
so,
like I always considered myself like for the longest when we were younger. Well, when you were younger, because obviously I got you by a considerable amount. But when you guys were younger, like being like 5'10" was considered average. Like you're not short, but you're not tall. You're just average or whatever. And then it was like as you guys got older, it was like 6 foot became like what was like average.
Because I'm pretty sure it's like something for like women. Like if it's like 5'8" for men, for women it's got to be like 5'2". I don't see too many women under 5 feet.
I do.
Seriously?
Yo, I work with a chick. She's like 4'8". Like she can't even reach the top shelf. Like I had to come through sometimes and help her out. I'd be like, yo, here.
Yeah. Actually, that's exactly what it is. Average height for men is 5'7". Average height for female is 5'2".
So that means that little midget almost made average height.
Leave her alone. Leave her alone.
Yo, but that means Kira will at least be average. So she'll be happy about that. Cause she always hates about being short. Like she has that same type of disposition that I had, where it's like, yo, you wanna fuck with me about it? I guarantee you, I'm strong enough to harm you.
I mean, that's why I was surprised about Haven, because granted, her thought process could always change, but most women you see, if they're like really tall, they're not comfortable being that tall. But they always do like something like stand hunched or whatever. Because I remember I saw these when I first started working in the schools. I saw these 2 5th grade girls. No lie, both of them were like right around 6 feet.
It doesn't surprise me because the girls grow quicker than the guys.
Yeah, but like the way that they walked around the hallways, you could always tell like they just didn't feel comfortable being that tall. Like they weren't comfortable in their own bodies. Like you don't know what you got. Like volleyball, basketball, you can dominate.
But
it
see,
all.
that's the thing. We look at it that way. They don't necessarily look at it that way because they're growing up and it's that awkward time where people make fun of them for being different.
True.
So it's like to them, they're looking at it like, why can't I be normal? Why can't I be this? They're not looking at it like, oh, my future is bright.
Yeah.
You guys are just jealous because you weren't genetically gifted.
True. But nah, I hope my son has the height though. I'd love it. If he had like.
I mean, it runs in the family.
For sure. I remember I was talking to my mom about. She said that I was so mad when she told me this too, because now it's like burnt in my head. She said that I guess they did like conversations with the doctor at like on guesstimates on like how tall the child's gonna be based on family history. So I'm supposed to be 6'3". I was like, that's the 2 inches I need.
They always lie.
Like, oh, he could be 6'3" because I think my great grandfather or my grandfather, he was like 7 feet tall and everything else. Like, there's a chance that he could be 6'3". That'd be perfect.
Man, they told my mom I could be 6 foot. 6 foot what? Damn. I ain't seen no 6 foot. Like, cause at the rate my feet were growing, cause like my feet and my hands were like, it's weird, cause like those were the first parts of my body to grow. Yeah. Like I went from wearing a size 6 in one summer to wearing like a size 10.
That's crazy.
It was just like do, and then like I went from being like, shit, what was it? I swear I was like 5'2" to being like 5'6", 5'7". Like I hit like a fucking quick growth spurt. Yeah. But I felt it like, I don't know about you, but the first place I felt it was in my knees, yo. I was like, fuck. Especially and I ran into
basketball season. Oh my gosh.
And you always tired.
Uh-huh.
You eat a lot, you sleep a lot.
I used to have like these it's not like a knee brace, but it's like this wrap that you wrap around it. It was like add pressure on my like in that area that was painful. I used those all basketball season. They helped a little bit, but when you're running up and down the court and constantly jumping, it's like, nah, it didn't help at all. It was still too painful.
Yeah, man, that shit. And that's how I knew with LJ. I knew with him that he was about to grow only because of that. Because, like, of course, she didn't know. Yeah. She's like, oh, LJ's always tired, blah, blah, blah. He's kind of moody. I think he's going through depression and whatnot. I was like, what? I was like, let me talk to him. And then I talked to him, and he explained it, and I was like, man, this nigga going through a growth spurt. She was like, no, he's in. And then boom, you saw what happened.
Overnight,
like,
just.
It was weird, right? It was like, we went from looking at him, mind you, he was a little big-ass child, big-headed child, to just being like, oh, like, I still, if I can find the pictures, I still have pictures before he hit that growth spurt to where he was, like, down here, like a little big-head kid.
It still trips me up that he balls himself up.
As big as he is.
Yeah.
It's sickening. Have you ever seen what he does to his back? Have you ever seen him with his shirt off?
No.
You have to see him with his shirt off. I have to get him to do it one time so you can see. Like, his back is kind of fucked up. Like, I keep telling him, like, yo, I was like, if he straightened out his back, he'd be every bit of close to, like, 6'2".
Yeah.
Because this, I don't know, man.
When I picked him up for
pressure.
basketball practice that day, and we were riding to the school, and I saw, like, he just, like, leaned over. I was like, what are you doing? What are you doing? I was like, I'm just looking at my phone. Like, sit up. Like, sit up straight. Like, stop doing that. Like, you hurt my back doing all that. It's like, it was comfortable like that. I'm like, I don't know how. It looks painful, like hella painful.
It's just because his mom's so used to letting him do it. I was like, when you're riding in the front, you can't ride like that. If there's an accident, you're going to be killed. I was like, the airbag is going to kill you. And he's just not even thinking about it. And, like, the thing that makes me mad with her is, like, I'm explaining this to her, and she's just like, yeah, I got you right. It's like, you're the adult. You're the adult. She's like, he just likes to ride like that. And I'm just like, at what point do you stop being the friend and be the mother? Like, I didn't say this to her, but, like, I'm thinking that, like, I get it. We all want our kids to like us. But guess what? The sad fucking truth is sometimes you gotta be a fucking parent. That's the problem.
Yeah, it is.
With that being said, I'm going to transition this over into this question. So, if your son decides to be like mine, and he wants to walk a different path, how are you going to feel?
Like, going, like, with, no sports for so long? Or, like, what kind of path?
Or just deciding he don't want to play sports? Hurts, right?
It does.
But this is a reality that could happen. You can't force him into doing something because he could get hurt.
At the end of the day, I don't want to force them into doing anything. Like, if they're going to do a sport, I want it to be something that they like. I mean, even if it's me personally, I've never played soccer. I've only done like soccer with kids and everything, playing around with them like that. I've never done organized soccer. If they want, if it's soccer, if it's softball, baseball, hell, swimming.
Dog, I'm gonna keep it real with you. You better hope he don't want to play baseball. Soccer's more interesting than baseball. Baseball is
I used to play
boring
baseball
sport. No, it's different. It's different.
I know.
It's different.
I know. I used to play baseball.
I'm not talking about playing. I'm talking about when you are forced to watch and root for your child to play a game that is so fucking boring that you're literally fighting sleep to stay awake.
You know that kid that's always in the outfield just like looking down at the grass, playing like picking weeds and shit?
Yeah. That was you?
That was me. I got so bored back there. I mean, look, I played when I was like, what, in elementary school?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't play in middle school at all. What elementary school kid you know is hitting the
out.
ball into the outfield?
I knew so.
I knew none.
I grew up with them Brunswick boys.
I did too. I played in the same. I knew none.
No. I'm talking about the old country version. Like, you got there was more minorities when you came along. When I first came there,
yeah, okay.
all right. So I'm gonna give you a little peek into how old I was.
More than 11, because that's how many we had when we looked it up on the computer.
When I came out there, when we first moved, there was literally 5 black people in the whole school.
Hey, we doubled you.
Well, no. 6, sorry. Because the majority of the black people in the school was me and the family. Yeah, those were the black people. There really wasn't, like, I mean, more came later.
Understand.
But when I first got there, that's what my first experience was.
And
the thing about it was
when you go in there, you could see like how many of each race is attending that school.
Yeah,
Yeah, we did the same thing. We literally, it said 11, we counted and we named every single one. It's like, yeah, they got them all. We did the same thing with, like, they had, like, I think we had, like, 2 or 3 Asians there, too.
We didn't have any of that.
Oh.
It was only white people and us handful of black people. That was it. I remember it. We didn't get any, like, Spanish people until later.
Yeah, we had a few Spanish people.
I don't think I remember any Spanish people until, like, middle school.
It definitely wasn't that many. I think we had, like, right around 4 or 5 Hispanic people in Brunswick.
It was definitely in high school that I seen them.
11 black people.
We got more diverse.
Asians.
We got more diverse in high school because they started shipping people that they kicked out of other Frederick County schools out to Brunswick.
Yeah.
I remember that shit.
I'm actually interested in what it is now because, you know, that since they're doing so much building out there.
It's so many people moving in. It's got to be more diverse. But it needs to be because that's the only way that it can get better. If you don't have a variety of people, it's going to stay that old stagnant way.
Mm-hmm. But back to your question, it would hurt. But at the same time, whatever sport it is that he decides to do, I'm still going to support it. Well, I like it. I mean, that's a whole nother story. I don't know what sport is that he's going to pick yet. But I still got to be that supportive parent.
I can see you being a supportive parent because you are a good father. That I can see. But you can't lie to me because I'm a parent too. It hurts. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. As much as you want to support your child, when your child doesn't do what you know they're capable of doing, it hurts. Even if you're the uncle, it hurts.
And see, it's already a question that I've already kind of like asked myself because I've even already thought about, okay,
because of your nephew.
A little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean,
but,
it's there. Like, I mean,
it hurts me to know that he doesn't take basketball as serious as what he should. But he'll find out later on in life about that.
I think it's
because, like I already said, when I found out that I chose the wrong sport was after high school, and I went through my whole thing. I was like, holy shit, everything just got a whole lot easier on the basketball. I was playing better competition, but I was like, damn, like I should have done basketball. I'm actually pretty good at this if I put my mind to it, but. Like I said,
it was already too late because you had already chosen football.
Yeah, I was just BSing around with basketball all through high school, basically. It was literally just something to do that was fun with my friends.
I'm going to keep it real with you. That's how track was for me. Like, it was something that I was really great at, but I never liked. Like, it's weird.
I was the same way, but I had my specific events that I like to do.
I was good at most of the stuff that I did. So it became boring. It got to a point where it really wasn't, unless I got to the national level, it was boring.
See, we made it to pin relays, but we never even went. I really wanted to go.
I went to pin relays.
We
wanted pin relays.
I wanted to go so bad. I think it was like our 4x2 or 4x14 made it the pin relay qualifying time. They sent us the letter and everything, but we just couldn't go.
It's funny because, like, I hear people talking about track, and it didn't have nearly the exposure when I was younger that it has now. But it's like, I just think about it, and I'm like, if I would have been 10 years younger, where would I have been at?
See, and that's the other thing I thought about in once I got to college, because I had a football scholarship and I also had a track scholarship, but obviously I was more focused on football because football is paying more.
I remember seeing you run track.
But once I got there, I was like, man, track is fun. Like, I like it, but I had to go with where the money was, so I had to go football. And I mean, that makes sense. Yeah, but at the same time, I'm lucky that I didn't almost fuck up my football career playing track, because when I was in high school running track, I was like 180 pounds doing triple jump and all that stuff. Yeah. When I got to college, I had to put on a whole bunch of weight at my military school and at college.
Yeah, because you have to be a certain weight limit.
They moved me from receiver to linebacker, so I had to put on a lot of weight. I was like,
whoa. Yeah, you didn't tell me you got switched to linebacker. Yeah, I thought you were just receiver.
No, I went there to be a receiver, but I walked into the receiver room. I see 40 other receivers in the room. I was like, okay, I see that there's no chance of me seeing the field here, because I got to go through all the upperclassmen, and then not even before I even get there, I had to outshine all the other.
I'm gonna keep it real with you. If If you had that drive, you would have did it.
Yeah, I probably would have. But that's a whole nother story. Like, my whole drive for football, it died after high school. Like,
That's how it felt for me with track. Keeping it real.
Because, see, look, I'll tell you the exact moment that threw me off. Because after high school, I went to Hargrave Military Academy, played football there, and the coach that recruited me, he told me that he straight up told me that they wanted to use me as wide receiver / defensive back. I was like, cool, that's the same thing I did in high school. That's exactly what I want to do. When I got there, they didn't want to put me at wide receiver because then they had like a 5-star recruit that came out of Texas.
Bounce back.
Actually, no, he wasn't a bounce back. I think his was the same situation, like grades and SAT scores and grades not GPA not matching up. That's the word I was looking for. But had him, he was like 6'2". Had another 6'2" guy out of Florida who was actually really nice. And then there was a couple other people that they had that played receiver. So it was like, all right, the best option for you to see the field is by going on defense. I was like, all right, cool. Be defensive back. Told us the rule straight up. It's like, all right, if you all get beat once in a game, you're getting out because this next man up here, this, that, and the other. Like, I don't care how many stars you got behind your name. Cool, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Get into a game, one dude gets burnt. Coach yells at him, goes off. Next series, he throws in the next cornerback. Goes down the list like that. The other guy gets burnt. Then I come in. I'm coming in, making plays. Did not get burnt once. I actually made a couple tackles, had a pass breakup, and all this other stuff. Didn't get beat once. Halftime comes, puts the number 1 dude back in there. I was like, how the hell am I supposed to get tape? Like, I'm supposed to be here to play, get game film, so I can get up out of here and get to my college. I can't even get game tape because you're worried about putting the dude in ahead that has stars, but he got beat. You're already going back on your own rule. It's like, just gave you a whole bunch of bullshit. But what it all came down to, bottom line is, he's got 3 stars attached to his names. You have none, and I'm trying to use this job also to get up out of here.
Yep. So he said it.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, at
that point, I was just like, okay, this is a straight business.
It's always like that.
Last time you have fun playing college, playing football is in high school. After that, it's a straight business. Everybody's worried about getting theirs.
I mean, like I said, you sitting here saying that, but like think about it. That shit dates back to high school.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's even worse now with high school because you got like the other programs that are lit, like they're going around. What is it down in Florida? The IMG Academy. They're like recruiting like top players from away from the high school that they go to come play for them.
That's always been basketball though. That's been basketball for the longest time. So I mean, it doesn't surprise me if they started to do it with
Oak
football.
Hills and everyone else that does that.
Montrose Christian Academy. I got recruited by them.
Yep.
I'll never forget that shit because it was like, I mean, obviously there was like Walkersville, Boonesboro, places like that wanted me to come, but they wanted me to come and run track for them.
Yeah.
And if I came and ran track, they was like they literally, that was the sales pitch that they gave to my mom. It was like, yo, you come and run track for us, and you can play on the basketball team too.
Yeah.
And I was like, huh? Like, I thought about it, and then I was like, nah, I'm good. Because they didn't have nobody. It would have basically been, well, at the time, Boonesboro did. Boonesboro had these 2 brothers. Their brother played in the NBA for the Pacers.
Mm-hmm.
They had Tinsley's little brothers. So, like, I would have had help in Boonesboro, but I wouldn't have had no help in Walkersville. Like, if I would have went to Walkersville, I wouldn't have had shit.
Yeah.
And then, like, I could have went and played for Middletown. Because growing up, when I was in the Junior Olympics, I ran for Middletown.
I didn't know you ran for them.
Yeah.
I thought you only ran for Frederick and Brunswick.
Nah, Middletown was taking care of me.
Understood.
Yeah. So like, that's why like I don't agree with the whole paying players shit. Like I was never on that board because like I seen firsthand when you're taken care of. When they're helping you out, I should say. They're helping you out. You know, like
when they're helping you out, they are helping you out.
Hey, listen, if you are constantly going to the Junior Olympics and you're bringing exposure to your state, because from 3rd grade up to high school, I was in the Junior Olympics every year.
Yeah. Like,
you know the saying, death and tax are like guaranteed. My black ass being in the Junior Olympics was guaranteed. But it was for track. So it was like I was out running 4 minutes and 30-second miles. I used to run. Damn. That's what I'm saying. Like, I was even getting recruited to play football, but my mom wouldn't let me. They wanted me to play wide receiver. I wanted to play DB. I wanted to crush people. I wanted to lay wood.
Your violent ass would hit someone. Hey, I don't blame you. It's the perfect outlet. It's the perfect outlet.
But after seeing me
hit someone and not get in trouble for it.
After seeing me play basketball, it makes sense, right?
Yeah.
I'm the type where I would just lay somebody out and they wouldn't be expecting it.
Yeah.
they be coming and that's it. They know all of a sudden, poop.
No matter how big or no matter how heavy you are, you could be 6'7", all of 300 pounds, and you will hit the deck. Don't let his frame fool you. He will put down many people, no matter how big they are.
That's just because I'm more violent than him.
God, I'm still picturing that.
What, me? Turning Zeke?
Yeah.
Hey, yo, I get sick and tired of getting fouled though. Like, if we're gonna keep it real, I'm a nice person until you push me. Once you push me, then I turn into a different person.
Like I said, that same day on the court, I saw the look in your eye. And I was sitting there on the wing. I was about to ask for him. I was like, let me get the hell out the way and just watch what's about to happen. Yeah, I mean, you did work. It was bad. Look, from a coaching standpoint, it was bad basketball. You went 1-on-5.
Horrible.
You went 1-on-5. But you got to the rack and you put up a shot and got fouled, and then they got all pissy. They didn't want to call the foul. I was like, there's one of him, and all 5 of you are around him. Someone smacked the hell out of him.
Nah, some ones.
Yeah.
Remember, I told you I ended up getting hit in my shit.
Yeah.
And that's what flipped the switch. That's when I was like, oh, I know what game we playing now.
That was.
Oh yeah.
That was crazy.
I mean, but to be fair, I'm gonna plead my case. To be fair, I usually don't go 1-on-5. That's only when I'm being disrespected
and pissed off,
and the team's not doing what they need to do. Then I'll go crazy.
And when
usually,
not seeing the ball.
But I always look to set other people up at first.
You do, but that's what I'm saying. It adds to the frustration of you getting pissed off when you look to set them up. But when you're wide open on the wing, nobody wants to pass you the ball.
And I cash when I'm left open. I make people like that. That's the reason why, like, going back to the whole situation and being short, that's the reason it hurt the most. Because it's like, it's always the same shit said every time. It's always, you don't look like you can play ball. You don't look like you can do this. And then when I do it, they're like, yo.
You can actually shoot.
You're good. Like, where did you play at? I hate that question. I hate that when people are like, yo, where did you play at? Why does it matter? We're playing together in a raggedy ass gym. I didn't make it nowhere just like you didn't make it nowhere. So what does it matter?
You know, people like to relive the glory days. I'm one of those people. I like to relive the glory days.
Man, I can't dunk no more. I don't care about the glory days. I'm just out here trying to get exercise.
See, I haven't worried about dunking anymore. I've been worried about cashing.
Oh, you cash. I give you that. You got that deep ass jumper.
It fell off though. Quarantine fucked my jumper up.
I think quarantine messed a lot of us up. I'm gonna keep it all the way real.
I remember the first day back in the school, I had the basketball on the kids like, oh yeah, this is my first time back on the court. Went to put that thing up, air ball. I was like, fuck, okay.
What the kids say?
Well, he didn't care. He was on a break.
Oh, okay.
I had to take him for a little break. So we were playing basketball that day, and yeah, my jumper was broken.
It's crazy.
My handles are, but my handles were never really.
So what was the sport you always loved?
I think football's basically been my sport. It's always been my sport.
But then you fell in love with it, right?
After high school.
See, mine was always. You're gonna judge this shit out, me. I was the black kid that loved baseball. Which is why when LJ played baseball for as long as he did, it didn't shock me. I kept trying to tell him I was good at other sports, but they weren't the sports that I liked.
But you were you good at baseball though too?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
So I mean, you shouldn't be. So back to the other,
I was damn good at the
other
joke.
topic that we talked about. If he doesn't play the sport that you like to want him to play, he played baseball. He was good. And you played baseball and you were good.
But I didn't want him to go through what he went through. He went through politics, and I think that's what really ruined him because he trained for baseball. I could never get him to train for basketball. Baseball, it was nothing.
Yeah.
Like, that was the thing. And, like, I understood what it was. I understood. Because I didn't tell him it. I let him experience it. And, like, I think that's what really hurt his feelings when he found out, like, it's not about how good you are.
It's about who you know.
Yeah. And when he experienced that joint, it was like, as a parent, I'm, like, hurt.
Yeah, because now you got to explain it to them because they're trying to figure out. They're seeing it in one way. Now you're basically turning their whole world upside down. They thought it went one way, but now they're learning the harsh reality. Now things are like this.
And the thing about it is like, I get, like, he doesn't know. The reason why his mom wanted him to go to a different school is so he could get better chances, opportunities, because low key, when he was playing basketball, we had a bunch of people coming to us asking for him to play for them. I can't tell you how many coaches approached me and was like, yo, who's that kid? I was like, that's my son. Why is he playing with them? And I'm like, what do you mean? Like this is before we were coaching him.
Yeah.
It was like when he was younger and they were winning championships when he was younger and like he was playing the forward spot. Like he's grabbing boards and setting people up. And, like, I would keep telling him even when he was younger, because, you know, he's not the type where he wants to score.
Yeah.
He's the type where he wants to set someone else up. Yeah.
Too passive.
Yeah, and, like, I would always tell him, like, yo, why didn't you score? I seen you get mad, drive down the court the whole way. I'm telling you, pass the ball. You drive down the court the whole way and score. It took, what, till him getting to high school before he would really start shooting his jumper?
Yeah. Because even in middle school, he didn't do it for us.
Nah, he didn't do it for. He did it for one person, the principal of West Frederick. That was the only dude I ever seen him shooting jumpers for, and he was shooting them the way that we had taught him before he went to the youth center or the Boys and Girls Club, where like he changed up his shooting stance and all that dumbness where he shoots that awkward jumper. Like me and Larry had worked on it with him to where he was like shooting, squaring up, following through. I may even have like old photos of it because I was like, where is this format? Like, and I, neither here nor there. But my point is, this all ties back in, and when you have your son, I hope that for your sake, you don't put as much as time and effort into like grooming him into something and hoping that he's going to be something. More so, you just let it naturally happen because, I mean, don't get me wrong. Still take them and play with them and shit like that.
But mine, honestly, my thought process might be a little bit of a shock. I've been contemplating probably like shielding him from playing football. It's just a thought.
Now you starting to selling my sister. Is she brainwashing you?
No. Then I mean, I know she doesn't want him to play football either. I mean,
she doesn't.
But that's the thing. I want him to play. But at the same time, I'm looking back at it on.
So look at the genetics that are going into your son.
Mm-hmm.
You were a college football player.
Yeah.
Your wife, a college basketball player. Genetics are already right there.
That's what I'm thinking about. I'll maybe like try to push him away from football and a little bit towards basketball. A little bit.
But
more
see, the
towards
problem
track.
is, listen. You know, I wholeheartedly agree. But the problem is that I feel like it may be like my son's situation where like, let's keep it real. I always try to push him towards basketball. Like, his mother tried to put him in football. He hated football. Because he was the tallest most of the time. He always had to play the O-line or the D-line.
Oh,
and then
wait,
the one time,
hold on.
He played the line when he played football.
Where?
He played O-line.
They put tall, skinny LJ.
Instead of putting him at tight end or wide receiver, they would always make him play O-line, D-line.
This brings up a whole nother conversations of coaches.
Hold on. Before you go into that tangent, but the one time he got to play safety, this nut job hit a helmet to helmet and put the quarterback. They had to send the quarterback to the hospital, and then he was stuck.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, why do we have so many coaches that think they know what the hell they're doing?
Because you know
prime
what
example.
It is.
We had, what was it? The girls basketball coach having the girls lay on their back. He rolls the ball out and they go attack the ball. I was like, when is there a situation in basketball when you're laying on your back? Please find me one.
But you know what that was from? He played football.
Exactly. Why do
He's
you have
a football coach.
Why do you have coaches that are clearly football mindset, but they're coaching in basketball? Like,
for the same reason you have basketball coaches trying to coach football.
Why would you put a tall, skinny, lanky kid on the offensive line and tell him to block for you? Like, receiver, tight. If you're going to put him on the line, you better put him at tight end. Like,
but you know
blocker?
what it is.
Like,
you know
serious?
what it is. You know what it is.
Because no, it just don't make sense to me.
It was that league out in Frederick, right by where the Boys and Girls Club is.
But that's like it makes no sense because I'm thinking back to when I played like BJR and everything. Mm-hmm. The only option that would have put him on the offensive line is if he was overweight, or if he was just overweight. Then he get the sticker on his helmet. It's like, no, you got to play on the offensive line. You're too big, or you just got to drop weight.
He wasn't overweight. He was just too tall.
He was nowhere near the weight requirement. Why were you?
It's crazy because like, even as a little kid, you could see like he was bigger than his peers. But it wasn't to the point where like it is now. But to be fair, I've seen kids that were smaller than him, like his friend Blake now. Blake's 6'4". Damn. But he plays baseball too. Mm-hmm. So that kind of hurt him when Blake made the baseball team. He didn't make it, whatever. Yeah. Even though he doesn't act like it, I could see it did because if we're gonna be honest, he's just as good. But it's like Blake's last name is a prominent name in that area. So of course, prestige comes with having certain people. Yeah. But you know that's politics. But yeah, that's the reason why she was pushing him towards football. And what ended up happening was he ended up loving baseball and soccer.
But no,
But it didn't surprise me because me and his mother both play soccer.
But the only reason why I'm saying is that I would want to shield him away from football and probably push him towards basketball more. That, and I mean, just from the aspect of looking at
that from basketball.
But look, listen. What I'm looking at is from the aspect of saying, okay, if he does decide that he wants to become a professional athlete, mm-hmm. what sports have the longest careers? Baseball, basketball, track and field to an extent.
Basketball though? Basketball's
longer than football.
I'm gonna keep it real with you.
What's the average for basketball? I don't know. For football, it's like 2 to 3 years. It might even be lower than that.
Basketball's around the same.
Really?
Yeah. You just think because you see certain players that have been in the league a long time that it is what it is. Most of the time, people who get drafted, let's keep it real. Out of a draft class, there may be like 2 or 3 players that stick around the league. The rest get bounced overseas to the G Leagues and all that shit. Yeah. So it's more people that have like, I'm not gonna say that you can't be around the league for a couple of years, but the average is probably around the same as football because it's always more people rolling in. Yeah. More people are always getting bounced. More people are forced off of teams because either they can't get the way that you're supposed to be, mm-hmm. they can't handle the lifestyle, or if we're just gonna be honest, you were decent for the league last year, but you know you're just not making the cut no more. Too much talent came in.
Yeah, but I mean, just from that aspect, and then my career was basically I ended mine because of the injuries.
So. Well, it made sense. When I seen you and your shoulders all fucked up, I was hoping you wasn't gonna play no more, but I ain't want to say nothing.
Yeah, I fucked my shit up real bad. That last time is the one that did it for me. When you have like, that shit was terrible. Alright. Did I ever tell you how I did it?
Nah.
Alright, so like I said, I was playing linebacker at school. I was on a blitz, going through, noticed that it was a handoff, and the running back was literally coming right by me. So I tried to stop, turn back, and grab him, and I got him, but he took my arm with him, and my shit was like, it was low. I got up, walked straight over to the sideline, holding my shit like this, and I was telling like the athletic trainer, I was like, my arm's dislocated, my shoulders dislocated. Fat ass didn't have the fucking cart, so I had to literally walk from the field to the training house, which was a good 60-yard walk with my shoulder out of the socket, and he's so-called holding my arm to support it, and he's literally moving my arm up and down. I was like, Brent, my shoulder's hurting. You're moving my arm. It hurts. But he gets, all right, we're almost there. We get to the damn door. He doesn't even have the fucking keys to get in. So we're locked outside. I'm still standing there probably for about 15 minutes at this point with my arm out of the socket. Like, yo, I'm not feeling good. I'm about to pass out. All right, well, hold on. We're about to get in there. Finally get in, sit down on the table, he pulls the jersey off because he didn't want to cut the jersey, pulls my shoulder pads off, and then he decides to cut my Under Armour shit off of me. It's like, oh, well, I don't know how to get this off of you. We won't be able to because it's the skin tight. I gotta cut this. I was like, no, I don't want you to cut it because it was my one from high school. I love this one. It had like the football or high school logo and everything on the back of it.
Mm-hmm.
Asshole ended up cutting it still. As soon as he gets that off and pulls it off, he steps back and looks at me and goes, oh, fuck. I was like, is it that bad? He's like, your shoulder's down by your ribs. So.
Which is a whole nother topic about coaches, like we were saying, that don't know what the fuck they're doing, but they get jobs because of who they know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, dude literally had to, like, he tried to maneuver my arm by itself, couldn't get it in. Ended up wrapping a towel around my waist, had his assistant pull me that way. He pulled my shoulder the other way, got that shit in. And he straight up told the head coach, like, yeah, there's no way he's coming back from this. When I already thought I could come back from it, but then hearing him say that, and like, everybody else, I was like, man, fuck this. This is all politics anyways. It is what it is. So I just left it at that. But that was my first time doing this one. I did this one like 8 or 9 times.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it real with you. My shit's fucked. My shit's so fucked.
This one's done. Oh my god. This one's still.
I don't know what I did to this one. This one I can't even, like, putting it straight kills me now. Like, sometimes when I'm shooting, I can feel it. Where, like, you know, before I used to shoot half court joints, now it's like I can feel it in my rotator cuff to where I'm going, like,
I gotta do,
like, that's why I stopped playing softball.
I have to do like arm circles and stuff before I play basketball. I gotta loosen my shoulders up, otherwise I literally can't do nothing really. It hurts too much.
But that's all because of ineptness. Yeah. If, like, the people who are supposed to be protecting you are the people who never protect you.
But no, that's part of the reason why I don't want him to play. I want to push him to I mean, granted, I'm not saying that, I know that he can't get injured in basketball. You can get injured in whatever sport you're playing. No matter what sport you're doing, you can get injured.
Even if you don't play sports, you can get injured.
Exactly. But I'm just saying that football is one of those where you're just basically waiting for your turn to get injured.
I mean, I've heard that, but I can't personally say that I feel like, yeah, your chances of getting injured are probably going to be higher in football.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like any sport that you play, you run that risk of getting hurt. Because there's always freak plays that happen out of nowhere.
Yeah, for sure. But those freak plays happen a lot more in football. All the pile-ups and everything else. Receivers going across the middle, a quarterback throwing the ball too high, rib shot, broken ribs.
How many times when you played basketball did you get undercut?
One time.
That's it?
One time, it stopped me from trying to dunk.
One time?
One time.
Fuck. If I can tell.
Because after that, I never really. The only time I jumped high like that was when I was doing a layup. Like before, like, you know, like the whole moments leading up to a dunk, like how you like get yourself ready. Yeah. Dude dove under, like was running up beside me, dove underneath me. I was like, oh fuck no, I don't like this. Like, he was too close. Like, I literally felt like if I wanted to, I could have kicked him in the head. I was like, nah. Like,
man, there's plenty of people that when you play and you dog them, that they just. I mean, my play style was already where, like, when I get
I mean, I fuck with people like that too. Like whenever you go for your jumper, I'll dive by you, but I would never.
Nah, I can deal with that. That's not what I'm talking
never
about.
Dive, act like I'm about to undercut someone when they're going up for a layup or a dunk. Like I couldn't do it.
All right, so
that takes a special kind of person to do.
There's a lot
like
of players out that will do the shit where you go to shoot and they like step between you when you're going to shoot, like the dirty ass shit, so you don't have a landing. Yeah, like I've seen a lot of broken ankles off of that shit.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen a lot of injuries off of people going into the hoop and just getting pushed from behind, or you going into the hoop, you get fucking. Ooh, that was smooth. I wasn't expecting that.
You said getting pushed in the back. The image of LJ going flying into the wall just popped into my head.
I wasn't even thinking about that. I was really thinking about like when I used to hoop, like the shit that like, especially like when we played in the men's league, you got a lot of people that came back from college.
Yeah.
They weren't getting no burn in college, or you know, you have your NBA players that play because we have those too, the local celebrities that come back to play, and like they're not getting no burn, but they're still technically NBA players.
I played a guy like that a couple years ago at Fort Detrick at their court. He was a 5-star recruit for Maryland. He was pretty nice.
This dude who goes to the gym that I go to, he went to West Virginia and he got drafted and played in the league. And I think he plays overseas.
Dude I saw that one day?
Big, tall, white dude. Yeah. He's nice. I played with him once, and he was dropping them off. I played on his team, so.
So you good.
Listen,
you won.
Listen, I'm gonna keep it real. If I played against him, he would have cooked me too.
I'm sure.
That dude was nice, but he was like a really nice person too. Like he was only there because his brother lives around here, so he was back chilling with his brother. But I think he plays overseas. And when I tell you, like, you know how your jumper is, where you got range, like what you do able to step back to get your distance.
Yeah.
He didn't even care about that.
Oh, he shoot with you all up in his
face.
Damn.
Yeah, once he was locked, he was loaded. It was going down. You just had to beat him. Like, you know me, I'm always analyzing people's game. The way to stop him is you have to beat him to where he wants to get to. You have to get to that point before he does. You have to make his shot uncomfortable. Otherwise, he was just dogging you.
He got his form on lock.
Yeah, but he also didn't. Like, I could see why he probably didn't stay around the league that long, because even though he was big, he wasn't the type where he wanted to bang down in the paint. He wanted to be like midi and out.
You said he went to West Virginia?
Yeah.
See, I wonder if he's the same dude that went to Linganore.
I think so.
Okay. Because I'm going to say, I remember I played against him.
Well, he's older. I don't think you would have played against him. He's old.
Because there was a dude that went to Linganore.
He's closer to my age.
Oh, yeah, probably. Because I played a guy that went to... I think he went to West Virginia too. He might have made it to the league, or he went to play overseas. I played him when I was a freshman. I mean, we beat his team, but he had a good game. He had a good game.
It's crazy because I still can remember like a lot of the players from when I was in high school that were like the top recruits from around this area, like the players that were like on the level of like the Oak Hill type players.
Yeah.
And all those players, none of them made it. Well, I'm saying that, but what you're calling that went to TJ, he made it. Out of all the people, you know, Terrence.
Yeah.
He was the only one that made it from the area. But I blame that a lot on the coaching, because it got better when you guys were in school to where the coaches would actually like try to get players like chances to go into college. But back around like my time and before my time, they never cared about like minorities. They only cared about the white players and getting them exposure.
I know it changed for sure with my coach, because he came from Tennessee. He used to coach out at the University of Tennessee.
Okay.
Shoot, I remember my junior year, because you know Ian was our quarterback. This big 6'6" quarterback. I will never forget this day, because I was so pissed off. Ian hit me up and said, "Hey, come run some routes with us. Coach is about to put a tape together for us to send out." I was like, "It's the day after Thanksgiving. okay, just come out and run routes for a couple hours. You're not understanding. I just ate my ass off for Thanksgiving. Now you want me to come out and run routes for a couple hours? Yeah, come on out. All right, whatever. I threw up.
But then after you threw up, you felt better and you was ready to go, right?
Yeah, I did feel good.
Yeah,
and then I threw up again.
Oh shit! I never did the doubles. Ooh.
Yeah, when I say I ate, it was Thanksgiving at our house. Like all of our family came up. All that food, I ate.
Oh,
but no, it worked because I mean
double puke though. That's what gets me.
Yeah, he gave us the. He's like, I even have copies of mine still, but he sent all of our stuff off. Had like contact information. He came up and he told my dad about it. I guess my dad didn't want to tell me because he didn't want my head to get too big. But yeah, you got some calls back about you. But my problem was SAT scores didn't match GPA, so I had to go
the JUCO route.
Technically JUCO or 5th year of high school is what it really boiled down to. But
yo, and I hated that shit. Low key. We had a couple basketball players that went 5th year of high school.
Yeah.
It pissed me off. Seeing that pissed me off because like I was the dude who was coming out way too early. Like I feel like if I would have had another year in high school,
I could have done it till I was 17 when I graduated.
I was too. That's what I'm saying. Like we came out too early,
and that's why I said when I turned 18, I like it's a switch that happens when you turn 18. Everything just starts to click. Wherever it's like
it starts to happen before then. I think you just were a little late.
Mine was 18. Like I said, that's when I found out basketball could have been a possibility for me. But
mine was
by
16.
then, I had already trained. So I literally trained so many hours. It was just football. And
I feel like that was more your dad though. If I'm gonna keep it real.
I love football.
Nah, I'm gonna keep it real though. I remember you as a kid, and I remember because, like I said, your dad was always around the track program. So even as a kid, he would push you on the track to do stuff to prepare you for football.
Yeah, because he told me that if I wanted to get faster at football, doing stuff like track would help.
But that's what I'm saying to you, is that I remember him pushing you towards football. Like, you don't remember it because you were younger. In your mind, you may have thought like it was you.
I remember. I see where you're going. Because it's going to be the same thing. That's why I thought, like, my son might eventually fall into the same exact category that I did, because whenever we used to go down to North Carolina, where my dad's from, and we would go around and talk to like different people who knew him and all that other stuff, they always told me about how good of a football player he was. So in my mind,
so you wanted to be better.
Yeah, like they told me about like all the plays that he did, like the touchdown saving tackle he had. Like the guy was like he ended up catching the guy from the other side of the field, ended up catching him at the 5. I was like, oh, cool, cool.
I feel like that's the worst.
Like they played the tape and everything, like because you know they didn't have like really camcorder, so they played like the broadcasting on the tape and everything. Like, oh, Lawson catches him at the 5-yard line, saving the touchdowns. Like, oh, that's pretty cool. I like that. I want to.
I'm gonna be better.
Exactly.
I'm gonna be better.
I went and did my own thing.
You know the thing that makes me the sickest? LJ fucking came to me and he said, "I'm just not gonna be able to beat you." That hurt.
In basketball? Because you didn't try.
Yeah. Yo, like, you see, I'm getting emotional over that shit. That shit fucked me up, dog. Like, I'm sitting here thinking to myself, like, I never wanted it to be a competition between us. Because if we're going to be honest, he didn't have to go through the same struggles I went through. Like, for me, playing sports was my way of getting out of the house.
Yeah.
Getting away from like the craziness that I had going on at home.
And see, that's the same thing I told you about. Like when we had the conversation, when I was talking about what I say. I think we are talking about Michael Jordan's kids.
Yeah.
Like everybody's expecting them to do so much because of what their dad was like.
But they don't understand like what made him what he was.
Exactly. All the different steps that he went through, like hearing no, all this time, like you're not good enough. It made him work that much harder.
Yeah.
His sons. They were basically giving the silver spoons. Like, oh, you're MJ's kid? Yeah, you're on the team. Yeah, no problem. You're on the team, no problem. They didn't have to really
struggle.
They didn't have to struggle to get to that point. So I mean, it makes sense. He doesn't view sports the same way that you do.
Because he's always had the height. He's always had the support.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I can still remember it. Like, my grandmother telling me like, "Oh no, you can't play basketball. You're too short. You're not like your uncle." So that's what, like dead ass. That's what drove me to play basketball. I didn't really care about basketball because, like I was telling you, baseball was my favorite sport. When I was young, I really loved baseball. Like I was a huge Orioles fan. Like the good, the bad, the indifferent. I've always been an Orioles fan. I don't care if people make fun of me for liking a losing team. They were my first love.
I was a Yankees fan just because I like the reaction they gave to everybody else. That look right there. Look at the camera so I can zoom in. That's the look I was right there. There it is. That's the look I love to see on people's face when I say I'm a Yankees fan.
My brother's the same way. My brother literally became a Yankees fan. I swear to you, mine is the same fucking way. I swear he became a Yankees fan just to spite me. Just like he became an Indianapolis Colts fan with me being a Ravens fan. It's like the ultimate.
Dirty.
It's like it's like the ultimate. Like nigga, I'm gonna beat your ass. That's it. Like we're gonna fight because I love you as a brother, but we gotta fight. You gonna choose sports teams to spite me? Yeah, we gotta go for it. So. But all bullshitting aside, but yeah, man, like I never forget my grandmother telling me that shit, and I'm like, I'm gonna be the best damn basketball player, and none of these motherfuckers are gonna be able to deny me. And then like it was crazy because when I first started playing basketball, I lied to you not, I sucked.
Mm-hmm.
I was trash. Like I used to shoot from down here.
But I mean, we all go through a period like that.
I couldn't dribble.
I couldn't either.
I was trash.
I could barely dribble in high school.
And like I remember just a switch flipping in my head, like, and I was just like, because Larry was nice. Mm-hmm. I was like, yo, if I play this dude, I will get better. And like literally, I would go at him every day. And I'm gonna keep it real. I barely won any games against him because he was never trying to let me win ever. And if I did win, he beat me up.
I can believe it because I'm the same way. Because even when I was looking back at like the old basketball like games that they posted from Brunswick, my only move to get past someone was literally just to basically. No, I ran past them with the ball basically. Just use my speed.
That quick first step.
Because I didn't have a crossover, I didn't have any behind the back, none of that stuff. I had no size up. It was literally just I'm gonna ball fake and just sprint my ass past you and get to the rim.
You know what the craziest part about my game that most people never see coming? They can see me with the dribble. They can see me hitting shots.
My best part was my defense.
It's the rebounding.
Steals.
For you? But see, I can see that with you though.
That's
like
where I want the team.
Well, that's the thing. When you would play defense, your defense, like, I know it annoys you that I know what you're gonna do.
Yeah, it does.
You get aggravated. I can see it when I play you. I'm like, go ahead and go for that poke because as soon as you do, I'm going right by you.
Peekaboo.
But it doesn't work on me.
Yeah, because you know exactly what I'm about to do. And you know how to stop it. You know how to protect your dribble, so I can't poke it out from over here and then go get it from.
But that's because I told you that was Larry's move.
Yeah.
If it happens to you a million times, it shouldn't happen 1,000,001.
Yeah,
like you've gotten me with that a total of 2 times.
Yeah, I literally got you with maybe like a handful, if that.
I can't remember any more than 2 times. One time just because I was being lazy. I'm gonna keep it real. I saw you coming. I just didn't care. I didn't care about the game. But the first time you got me, I was like, oh, okay, all right. It won't happen no more.
It hadn't happened very often.
And I know it makes you sick.
I get mad makes you sick because that's my favorite thing to do. That's literally what I did in high school. Like offensive wise, all I can give you is I go in there, I can get boards for you, but if you want me to score, I have to drive to the basket. I could barely shoot. I actually did knock down a few threes, but I literally couldn't shoot. It was basically.
It surprises me because you have a nice jumper now.
Yeah, like my game evolved a lot. That's what I'm saying. Like after like when I turned 18, that's when everything started clicking. It's like, oh, I got a jumper. I can do a little bit of dribbling. Like everything started clicking. I was like, I should have probably tried out basketball. And the crazy thing is, I actually got a couple letters in high school saying like a school saying that they wanted me to play basketball in college.
But you just didn't care.
I was like, man, I just do basketball for fun. Like, are you serious? Like, you think I'm good? Like, I didn't think I was that good. I literally it's just something for fun. Something because I did sports year round.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it real with you. I never watched you play basketball. I seen you play football. I seen you run track.
I don't don't blame you for not watching.
But it wasn't. To be fair, I wasn't coming out to watch you like that. It just so happened that like when I would come out, it just so happened it would be around there. Because
it shocked me that I made a couple of All-Star teams for basketball. I was like, oh, okay. Well, I guess we'll go to this event. And it was the same thing. The best thing I could go give out there was defense. Offense, no jumper really. Man.
I know Darren would get mad at me and Bianca would get mad at me because they want me to come and see their games, but like I hated that school so much for all the stupid shit that they did. Like when I was at Frederick was at least trying to help me to get to the next level. When I went to that school, they just every chance they got, they tried to screw me over. Every chance they got. I mean, every chance.
I can't blame you for it. I don't blame you for it.
Like literally, like I was hostile. Like I'll never forget. And I mean, I'm not gonna sit back and act like it wasn't my fault because I got into that fight before tryouts. Like it was my fault, but I wasn't the type where like people were just. He called me the N word, so you already knew what time I was on. Like at that point,
you already saw that. Like, all right, this is what we're about to do.
Yeah, like. And that's when I just came back from Frederick, where like I was around a bunch of minorities, and I came back, and he
hillbilly.
Not even saying nigga. He dropped the hard R on me, and like to make matters worse, he swung first.
That's the green light.
That's what I'm saying. But of course, you know,
he self-defense.
He got off with this shit while I'm the one that's like
should have been
deemed as like the thug and
the problem.
Yeah.
The instigator. That's what they.
Like always, it's always gonna be like you're the problem. Mm-hmm. Like they always gotta fit that narrative where like it's like, oh no. That white kid,
he's a good one.
He's a good kid. You're the problem. You come here with your better than everyone mentality and not wanting to fit in and blah blah blah. Like, I can still hear all them dumbass speeches. It's like, look, I'm gonna keep it all the way real with you. I'm cooling until you piss me off. You piss me off, and then you just gonna see fucking like what was the nigga's name, like Ghost Rider. You just gonna see a nigga just change shape, and then I'm just gonna be a whole different breed of an animal. It's almost like you know, like there's the regular me, and then there's the caged me. Like you get the regular me, but then you just wanna keep poking at the bear. You just want to keep poking at the bear.
Don't poke the bear.
And then the bear suddenly shows you they don't lock that cage because you voluntarily go in that cage. Mm-hmm. Then the bear comes out and everybody's just like, oh, he's an asshole. Oh, here he goes. Here he goes. You always hear that same old fucking line. Yep. And it makes me laugh because like at a little bit you start understanding it. Then we'd have conversations like, what did they expect you was gonna do? It's like I give you the first one and I tell you it. Mm-hmm. I tell you like, all right. After the first one, then it's like, okay, this is how we going.
Yep.
All right, this is what you want.
And that's when I was like, okay, take a slide, step on over here, sit back and go ahead and watch. Okay.
So low key, when I do my shit where I go on 1-on-5, you ever think like, oh yeah, this is gonna be a time he's gonna get it taken?
See, I did at first, but then I don't know. It was just something about like watching how you like. It looked like you were out of control, but you were 100% in control of what you were doing. Mm-hmm. And I was just like it shocked me at first. Because I thought that I was like, he's letting his emotions get to him. He's all pissed off. He's about to lose the ball, turn it over, and then everybody on the team's about to be pissed the hell off on him. But like, no, you were out of control, but you were 100% in control of what you were doing.
To them.
And put up a good shot.
Because I'm torturing you. I'm tormenting your body. Yeah. I'm watching you twitch and scream in pain as your ankles snap under the pressure I'm putting on them by bouncing back and forth.
Yeah. I mean, from a coaching standpoint, again, it was 100% bad basketball.
And I'll admit it. You never hear me dispute it, right?
Yeah.
I know it's bad basketball. I'm supposed to move the ball and set it up, but then when people piss me off, I just need to prove to them, like, look, no matter what you do, I'll score.
Yeah.
I can score anytime I want. Anytime. I choose to get other people involved.
Yeah.
I'm that way because I had to be that way. Growing up, when you're the smallest person on the court,
nobody wants to pass you the ball. Nobody even really wants to.
Never. Like, you're always the person that they're just like, I guess we'll take him.
Yup. Last pick.
That was always me. And then after a while, it just became like the people. It's funny because you can always tell the shift. Anybody that knows me when I play ball, that like as soon as they see me walk in, they're like, "Oh yeah, we want him. Hey, you playing? You playing?" And you know, sometimes I'm in that mood where I'm like, "Nah, I'm good. I'm just chilling." Yeah. You know how I get sometimes.
I'm just out here to get exercise. I'm playing, but I'm just here to get exercise, guys. Now, let me get up 1, maybe 2 shots, touch the ball here and there, and I'll pass it off to you all. But I'm just out here for exercise.
But the people that don't know, they always get me. Yeah. Those are the ones that I always make a point to cook because it's like I always get disrespected.
You play a little bit of defense, but you're not really trying hard. And then when that person that you're playing defense on feels like they're doing something and they're cooking you, they start to talk shit, and then you're like, oh, okay. Let me show you exactly what your game is like.
Shit.
Let me show you how good you really are.
Oh man, I'll never forget.
Justin's done his exercise now. It's game time. Let's go ahead.
Yo, I never told you about the time I got benched for doing that shit. It's embarrassing, but I gotta tell you. So we're playing summer league, right? Mm-hmm. And he was the best player on our team. And I'm gonna keep it real with you. He was one of the players like us, where it's like you can guard him tight, but he's gonna get his points. Like you know that you always meet those people like no matter what, they're gonna get their points.
Yeah.
So we're playing. I'm sitting there guarding this dude. He starts running his mouth. When he starts running his mouth, I tell him, you know, it's poking the bear. I don't know what happens. All I know is a switch in my head flips. Like I usually try and be a nice person, but when that shit happens, it's just I'm a different person. Really, I really am. Like I'm a bit. No, I'm not even gonna say a bit. I'm an asshole. I'm an asshole.
Yeah.
I start face guarding this dude to the point where like I'm guarding him full court, and we're not even supposed to be doing this. I'm guarding him full court, and I'm just like I'm riding him. I keep waving my hands in his face. I'm completely like I know my teammates to this day probably laugh about it, but I know they were pissed at me at the time because I didn't give a shit about nobody else. I was just shutting this dude down. And coach, I'm so pissed he just pulled me. Sat me on the bench the rest of the game.
I mean, but the important question is, did he score again?
No, fuck no.
I mean,
no.
Unless you guys were in a zone, I don't think coach should be pissed off.
Well, the problem was we weren't in a zone, but we were supposed to be playing man, but he didn't want me picking up before half court. And at that point, dude was talking shit, and it was really like to the point where it was getting on my nerves.
Yeah.
And then that switch happened, and I just went nutso, and I was just like, "You're out the game. You're not getting no more passes. You're not touching the ball anymore." It's that stupid shit where like I get up on you and I face guard you and I completely cut you off from everybody.
Just getting in his face, getting in his mind, just throwing him off.
And I'm running at you at 100 miles an hour. I'm running as fast as I can, and the problem is you don't think I'm as fast as I am until you gotta keep up with me up and down that court, and then you're like, what the fuck is the matter with this man? Does he ever stop fucking running?
That's the junior Olympic in you. You can run for days.
I mean, I used to go out and run 10 miles a day. You got somebody chasing behind you. Well, I'm not going to say chasing because she wouldn't do all that. She wasn't going that fast. But, like, if I slowed down, my grandmother hit me with that van. She, man, y'all don't understand. When you got that grandma love, that grandma that loves you, she don't want to kill you, but she'll hurt you.
She just wants you to be the best you can be.
Yeah. including beating you in front of your friends on the street. People going by laughing at you. It's a scar that'll never heal. You're a grown man getting beat by a fly swatter and can't do nothing.
I'd laugh my ass off if I saw that. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
But
I
I feel
my
your
ass
pain.
off too. It'd be funny if it wasn't me.
It would be. That's the thing. That's the thing.
But so you ain't never had no moments where that switch flips? Cause I think I remember a time where you have a moment where the switch flip, and get a little aggressive, a little aggressive.
Nah, I don't know. On basketball court, I don't
Yeah.
remember.
Oh yeah.
I honestly don't remember it.
There ain't been them times when we was out there in Middletown and you got a little
Oh
yeah. So don't act like it's
Yeah.
just me. I seen
The
them
only
times
time that-
where you
the only
just
time I can
going
think of
bombs
is,
away cooking.
Those one dudes that used to always come up because you know how you show up to the gym, pay your $2, and you fill your name out on the list.
Mm-hmm.
The ones that would always just hang out in their car, they're like, oh,
My cousin's friends.
yeah, it's like, oh, hold up, let him go ahead in front of you. He's number 14. All of us will be 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
But they did that. They've been
Like,
doing that for years. That ain't
Stacking your
nothing
team.
new.
Like everybody else is out here just to chill, playing, and having fun and everything, but you're out here stacking your team. Like again,
That's how they always
like you
been.
just said, like we're all out here in the same area. Clearly, none of us are going to make it to the league from doing this shit. We're all out here just to play, play and have exercise. But no, you're out here taking it like it's the NBA finals, doing all this dumb shit. I was like,
See, the difference is you don't go out. If you went out, you would understand. Like, all right, so you don't go out.
yeah,
Like, you know, like down the street from here,
mm-hmm.
they always be out. And when they're out, they always be chirping. Chirping. So that's where that stems from. So like if they come out and they getting beat on,
Mm-hmm.
you know the next time they're gonna come out and then they come out squatted up because they
Yeah.
know already. And that's what would happen. If it used to be when they came out. All right, so of course you know they're younger.
Yeah.
So by the time that they started coming out, we was in our primes and we used to dog them.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's like now they're younger, so they want to get back at all of us older players because we used to dog them. So
Yeah, so I just take it as okay. Well, y'all think y'all that good? I mean, I know my team isn't the best, but I'm just
sometimes
making
you
sure
got to.
I come out here. I'm doing everything I can for us to win. I'm gonna make sure I'm getting my shot off and it's dropping. So
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying to you. I've seen them dog days in you too. The only difference is
that was actually the only team that made me play defense.
well, that's because they were good.
Yeah, that's the only time I like really wanted to play defense against.
But
like,
that's
the
because
dude.
they were good.
Sitting there doing like, I was like, okay,
But-
I see what
but-
you're doing.
but
You're
let's
doing
keep
the
it
same
real,
thing
though.
over and over again.
They were, but they were good.
Yeah, they were good.
I wish you would have went with me on Thursdays. Thursdays are where the real runs were.
Tuscarora.
Nah, Oakdale.
Oh yeah.
If you'd have went with me on Thursdays, those is where the real runs were because it was like the older guys like us and they were hooping.
Mm-hmm.
It's you had to be 30 and up. But I could have probably got you in there.
Yeah. But no, I remember that time. That was the one time where I really played defense. The most defense I've ever played at open gym.
Yeah.
Because I just got pissed off. I really wanted to do something. Let's say about it. But embarrassing moment on the court though, because you know Doug.
Yeah.
He had the one rule about shooting and everything, and I already told you I couldn't shoot for shit in high school at all. Like I tried my ass off shooting, but it wasn't there. But in a game,
I think it was more so not that your game wasn't there. It was that you didn't have anyone to really show you because your dad wasn't no basketball player.
yeah, I mean he showed me like mine was like really when we were working on our shots there, he like had me like I had a mean ass arc.
But your dad ain't no basketball player.
No.
My
Football,
dad-
wrestling, yeah.
My dad was the same way. My dad was a football player, so it's like he couldn't shoot. He can still dunk.
Yeah,
He can still dunk.
I know.
He can still
I
dunk
know. I know.
in boots. I told LJ, I was like, yo, if you ever play your grandfather, because I didn't know if he's going to go to a career in tech, which he ended up not, whatever. But I was like, if you ever play your grandfather, don't stand under the hoop. He was like, what? He's like, I can jump with grandpa. I was like, you're going to get dunked on. You let him shoot. He was like, nah. I was like, okay, you're going to get dunked on. I seen it happen. He ain't did it to me, but I've seen it happen, and it pisses me off because I'm like, you're old as shit. How the fuck can you still dunk? But then he is 6 foot tall.
Yeah.
Got the inches I couldn't get. Motherfuckers.
But no, my coach, he had a rule like he wanted like at least three passes before you shoot a three. The only three he wouldn't really call a bad shot is if you're shooting from the top of the key. Like he'd be all right with that because it's a higher percentage shot from 3-point range or whatever, all that stuff. Well, I had a situation where I got the ball at the top of the key after about 4 or 5 passes in the series. I went to go pull, and as I'm going into my shot, all you hear, like you can even hear it on the game tape. He's going, no, 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 and I made the shot. He goes, yeah. So I mean, they already knew that I'm not a shooter. They didn't want me shooting the ball at all. Like if you're going to shoot the ball, you take it to the rim, get fouled, because I could shoot free throws. I was like a really good free throw shooter. But it's
very easy.
Yeah, like you either shoot the jumpers you shoot are from the free throw line. Other than that, you get to the rack because you can't shoot at all. So,
but I take that back to Duck just being a terrible coach. You may not see that.
I don't see it.
But that's because I was around when Duck first started.
I don't see it as a terrible coach. I think that the problem is with a lot of coaches, they just get stuck in their ways and they're not really willing to innovate. Notice that they need to change things.
When I was in high school, he was the freshman coach, and then Leslie was the varsity JV coach, and then Sklankar was the varsity. And Sklankar was the one who had my uncle. He had Larry, all the rest of the family, and I swear Sklankar hated me.
Yeah, he
hated me with a fucking passion because I wasn't like them. Because you know how they all were. They're all like, okay, yeah, I'll do what you want, and then here comes me. Okay,
because they want those players that fit their system. They don't want their system to have to fit their players.
But that's the problem. I feel like they already had one dude with a bad attitude, which was Brandon. So because they already had that, they didn't want. And it still pisses me off to this day because not trying to interrupt you on your comment, but it still pisses me off to this day because I run into people that used to be on the team, and they always bring it up to me, which hurts even more because it's like, yo, we would have been so much better if you would have been on the team. We would have da 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 da. And it's like, yo, I don't even want to hear about this. This is like 18 years ago, man.
Because you even had Justin's brother Bradley. We've seen Bradley play. Bradley can play.
Yeah.
The fact that he wasn't on the varsity team doesn't make sense.
You know what it is, though? It's politics.
Exactly. That's all it is.
It's always been like that.
They're stuck in their ways. They want their specific players. I mean, it's been the same thing because even I remember when my sister was still in school and she was doing cheerleading for the basketball team. I watched them play and I'm just like, I don't agree with the play. The guy that he had coming in off the bench on his 6th or 7th man sometimes, I felt like he should have been a starter because he gave them the most out of on the defensive side of the ball.
But you know how it is with some coaches. They want they want a starter coming off the bench because they feel like they don't want that drop off. So I understand that logic of where it's coming from, but I hate it when it comes to
when he came on the court. It was rose to a different level when he came on the court. That's what I was talking about.
No, but that's what I'm saying. In his mind, that's where he's coming from with it. He's coming from it like, I'll have these 4 players. They're really good, so they'll be able to do blah, blah, blah. And then this player will be able to, exactly. He'll be able to hide that. And then this player will come in and he'll give us the boost that we need when they're not on the court. That's the logic. I'm not saying it's right, but I've seen that with a lot of coaches.
Yeah.
There was teams where I was 6th man on the team, and it wasn't that I couldn't have been a starter. It was that they needed me to do more when the rest of the players were on the floor, which I'm going to keep it real with you. I always hated that logic. It's like, yo, if we can get up when I'm on the floor with the rest of the people, we can just cruise the rest of the game.
Exactly.
Yeah, I never understood it. Especially when the point swings would be so severe. You go from being down 10 points to being up 2, and then you get pulled, and then you're right back down again, and then you get put back in, and you get to score back up, and then you get pulled, and it's like, yeah. That's what, but that's where I'm coming from with maybe that's his logic. But like I said, he was the freshman coach when we were in school before y'all had even seen him, and he was shit.
Well, I just say I think that's the biggest problem with them. They're just stuck in their ways. They already have the idea of players that they wanted, and especially they want the guys that have been in the program since they were freshmen and everything else. But
I told you he had already chose the team before the tryouts.
that's what they always do. They
Yeah.
always do.
Yeah, and
I mean, I can't get mad at because I know I was a product of that. Was my 8th grade year. I didn't even try out for basketball and I made the team. I broke my ankle. They saved the spot, won the team for me. Said okay.
that was Cody. Broke his arm. Played the whole season, but he had a spot on the team.
See, I broke mine like 2 or 3 weeks before tryouts for basketball. Talked to the coach. He held a spot for me. Said, "Don't worry, you're already on the team." I was, all right, cool. Got my cast off, and I was actually a starter. So I can't get mad at it because I was a product of it, but I understand what you're talking about.
You were a product of it, and I was a victim of it.
Sorry.
I never forget it. And this is, I'm gonna keep it real. I'm saying some shit you probably never heard me say. I was promised a spot on the team senior year. I did everything that the coach told me to do. I played stupid ass summer ball for him. I stayed out of trouble. I was on the honor roll for my classes. Me staying out of trouble was the one thing. I stayed out of trouble the whole fucking time. We got the tryouts, and this man gave my spot away to a kid who broke his arm. And then he got told, and then he had the audacity to tell me that he would have picked me because it wasn't about talent, but it was because I hadn't been in the program because I had transferred in 11th grade. That he wanted me to be in the program. If I would have been there freshman and sophomore year, I would have been fine.
That's
Because he didn't know if I could pick up his plays. And
Some
his plays
interesting
were
logic.
elementary as fuck.
I'm about to say because I mean even
They run the same plays.
Duck ran this.
They run the same
He
plays.
ran the exact same plays
They still run the same plays.
that Leslie taught us, and it was the exact same plays after I graduated. And I'm sure it's
Still run the same plays. Still run the same plays.
backdoor cuts, motion one,
And you know what the saddest part is?
box inbounds.
Without Leslie, those guys were jokes. Leslie was the best coach out of the three.
I loved Leslie. I had him as my junior basketball coach.
Yeah, you lucky bastard.
He was awesome.
He's the smartest one. He was the one who told Sklenkar that Sklenkar needed me.
Him
He straight up
Coach
told him.
Baker. Those are my favorite basketball coaches.
Nah, Baker wasn't there when I was there. It was just, what's his name? Duck, Sklenkar, and Leslie. But Leslie told him, he was like, Justin's your best point guard. If you had him, he's probably one of the better players in the state. He's like, yeah, he's short, but he's good.
Sklenkar had a good basketball mind. Because, I mean, he even still did the scout.
Leslie.
Leslie. Because he even did the
Scouting reports.
Uh-huh.
The one thing that he acknowledged on me that, like, I that is really what I praise myself on is my vision. I put the ball anywhere I want it. As long as you go to the spot that I tell you to be, I'll get you the ball. Hands down.
I mean, you are a good passer. I'm not even going to knock that.
LJ got it too.
Because even the couple passes that you hit me with when we were running, I was like, perfect. Like, you hit me right here. My hands were here. You put the ball right here. Not everybody can do that. It looks like it's a minimal thing, but it means a lot when you're shooting in rhythm. You catch it here and just go straight up into your shot.
But that's because I studied that part of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Growing up, I always wanted to have like a Gary Payton style of game where I play really good defense and I pass really well. But then, like, as I got older, I evolved to wanting to have handles like AI. So that's why
everybody wanted that.
But that's why I got the way that I did.
Yeah.
To where, like, through study and all that shit, like, I would...
AI and one mixtapes coming out, everybody wanted those handles.
So, when you see me and I'm hitting people off with the joint where it looks like I'm off balance and I'm doing crazy shit, you may not know it as like the person who's got to defend it. Like, you know it because you see me do it. But like, whoever's going to defend me, you may think like, oh shit, he's OC. He's about to blah, blah, blah. And then yeah. Mm-hmm. Like, especially when I hit people.
He's doing too much. He's over here dancing. He's trying to show off. He's about to lose the ball and I'm about to get. No, you're not about to touch that.
I'm waiting for you to show me that one moment of weakness. As soon as you show it to me.
You take that step in the wrong direction.
Yep. And I get you just with that little bit of hesitation. See, I knew that I got slow by my standards when I couldn't make people fall on their face anymore. Mm-hmm. Or like freeze you and make you fall down. Because I used to be able to hit you with my steps so quick that it would either like make you fall on your face because you...
Jordan.
Oh. So
you that was child abuse, Justin. That was child abuse. You abused that boy's ankles.
But see, the worst part about that was with the Jordan shit, he called that out. He wanted that.
That was child abuse. You used our team to relive your glory days.
No,
I can't make a grown man fall. Let me get this kid that keeps running his damn mouth.
Hold on, wait. Now we're not gonna put that out there like that. We're not gonna do that. No. All right, so to clear my name of all these, this slander.
That shit was funny.
All right, so we had a kid on the team. And I would always call this kid out for the dumb stuff that he'd be doing. Like, he was a twin. And don't get me wrong, I liked him a lot. Like, that was my favorite team we've ever coached.
It was.
We had a great group of kids. Minus one kid.
Yes.
Yeah. Minus that kid. Yeah. But
we're on the same page there.
Yeah, exactly. But that was your pick.
Okay.
Yeah. You slandered me. I'm slandering you. That was your pick.
I'll eat that one.
Yeah. So this kid... he kept calling me out. And I was like, you don't want these problems. I'm like, when I play y'all, I only go 50%. I don't even go hard at y'all. Mm-hmm. And I kept telling him. He kept calling me out.
He did. He asked for it.
And I just gave him a taste. I put him on ice skates.
Oh, my God, did he?
But the thing that he's trying to make it seem like, I haven't made people fall when we were playing adults. But I be... yanking them left and right. I make people look silly on the court. I make people look silly. Because as soon as you think that, and like, I'm gonna keep it real.
You try to beat him to that spot. That ain't where he's going.
My inspiration was this dude I used to play with. His name was Emmanuel. But Emmanuel used to have like the slowest crossover. He would hit you with the and it'd be so slow and you get so mad because you'd be like, why can I not take the ball from this old motherfucker? But what Emmanuel like told me when we was hooping, because we hooped together a bunch when I was like younger or whatever, because he was one of my cousin's friends. He is like, it's not about how fast you go. It's not about how over exaggerated you are. It's all about making that player think that you're going to do something. He's like, that's all I'm doing. I'm making you think that I'm about to do something that I'm not about to do. It's like a card trick. Mm-hmm. So then that's when like my game evolved too, because then instead of like, because like I told you before, it was all about speed. Mm-hmm. It was always about speed, because if I was way faster than you and I get way lower, mm-hmm. that's something that nobody wants to do. Nobody wants to get low with me. I get low and be damn near on the ground dribbling while standing up looking you in your face. Lanky as hell with the dribble.
Yeah.
And, like, that's what I used to go off of. But then, like I said, Emmanuel said what he did. He switched my mentality. But back to the Jordan thing. I still don't feel bad. He got what he wanted.
He did. I don't know if he knew how bad it was about to be.
There's only been one time I've ever been called out where I got embarrassed, and that was LJ. That's the only time I've ever been called out and embarrassed. And it hurt more because it was my own child.
Cash money. If he could shoot like that consistently, boy.
The problem is he can. He just don't want to.
He splashed it too. He ain't rimmed it, bank it, nothing. He splashed it.
I'll admit, the first shot I didn't play defense on.
Yeah,
You know, I didn't
You
care. I'm
didn't.
like, you're not hitting
You're not
this.
gonna do it again. Okay.
And then I played defense, and he did it. But then after that, I never let him do nothing else.
Nah, because then after that, he went full on stupid form. I was like,
No.
No, because
You don't understand. He didn't have a chance to after that. He knew he went stupid
'cause
for him because he was like, all right,
that's the only way you could
that
get that one
switch
up.
is flipped. I'm not messing with this crazy bastard no more. He embarrassed me though. That's the only time I've been embarrassed. Like, and this man seen me play plenty of times, like old as an adult. Like, there has never been a time where I've been called out where like somebody calls me out and I don't get the best of it.
Yeah.
Except for that time. That time, fuck.
Cash Money Records.
And I wasn't expecting it. Like, I'm being honest with you guys. He gave me the business. He didn't win,
No, he didn't win.
but he gave me the business.
But he had his moment of glory. He had his 5 seconds of fame.
And he reminds me of it.
Actually 10, because it was 2 shots that he hit.
Well, technically 3, because he hit that layup too.
Oh yeah.
That was a tough layup because I fouled him intentionally.
Yeah.
I didn't foul him as hard as I could have, but I fouled him. I was mad. I'll admit it. If you want to call child abuse on anything, it was child abuse on him because he was taking up for one of his teammates and did that.
Mm.
That's what made it worse. The fact that like I had just gotten done dogging his teammate and he was like, "You're not doing my teammate like that. I'm standing up for this dude."
Yep.
Even though this dude said we were all trash first game.
I already said I'll take that one, Justin. It's on me. I admit that I made a bad first round pick.
So, long story short, I told him when he wanted this player that this was a bad pick.
I thought he was a good player, to be honest. On my half of the court that I was looking at, he was the best player on that half. I'll still stand by that.
It's not that the kid didn't have talent. The reason why I knew it was going to be a bad pick was because of the way I saw him interact with the other kids. That was something that he didn't pay attention to. As a coach, it's not always about who's the most talented. And I know I'm going to get flamed for that. Because I was just talking about whatever. But it really is about how you construct a team. Because one person can destroy that team. So, in that note, maybe I really shouldn't have been on the team. Hey.
Yeah. But no, I understand exactly what you're talking about there. And I would probably take our worst player on that team because I would take another player like our worst player on that team in his place because our worst player was extremely coachable. He listened to exactly everything that we told him how to do, what to do. And he
Talk about Mr. Clutch?
No.
Mr. Run the Baseline?
Yeah.
That's Mr. Clutch!
Yeah.
Fuck
Yeah.
no!
Yeah.
Yo, that dude turned out to be one of the best players on our
Yeah.
team. What? I still love that kid.
Yep. I would take another player like that on the team because he was extremely coachable. Listen to what we said. And
This
he
kid
wanted
couldn't
to
play
get
a
it.
lick of basketball.
He couldn't.
Not a lick. But he was such a great kid that I literally told him, just run the baseline. Just run the baseline. If you get it, put it up.
Find the gap.
Yep.
Told him exactly what to look for. Find the gap in the defense. Sit right there and let them find you. Did exactly that.
And torch teams.
Mm-hmm. Killed him.
Yeah. That kid,
And
I
maybe
don't
even worse
care.
because he was like that quiet kid that still like stood in the back that nobody really noticed. So
Nobody paid
running the
attention to him.
baseline, nobody even cared. Like there's like
Nobody cared. Nobody cared because they knew he wasn't a basketball player.
oh, he can't play at all. Yep, okay. Go ahead, let him run that baseline and find that gap. Dot your eye up.
But we have to give credit to where credit was due. It was because of our best player, Noah.
Yeah, it was.
Noah really
He's
was.
the only one that really looked for him. Well,
LJ.
Yeah, him and two other people on the team.
Him
really
and LJ. They were the only
Justin
two.
too.
Justin would as a bailout.
He would.
That's a
Justin would
bailout.
look there, but his passes, Justin's passes, they just. Well, no, I went until. the high school team that his
Yeah, I was
passes
going to
got
say,
better.
yeah. His passes was alright. It was just, Justin would, he knew his role. He knew he had to put up points for us.
Yeah.
And he did a great job of doing that. It was that his confidence got shot when he was playing up.
Yeah.
Which I kept trying to explain to him. You're playing up. You're getting time playing up over kids that are the A's that
Are
should be
supposed to be.
playing, that are supposed to be playing over you. Like, don't stress it, but he always would.
I'll take the blame on that one too, because you told me that he's not ready to start. But I said, nah, let him start. Go ahead.
At some point in time, these people around me need to start listening to me. I feel like a prophet.
Here we go.
Do I speak lies?
You let him have a couple incidents where he's correct, happens to be right, and next thing you know, he thinks he should be in a white room.
Couple instances. Couple.
A few.
Majority.
I'll give you a handful.
See, the problem is y'all don't like that I'm right.
I will give you a handful.
I'm gonna keep it real. I don't even want to be right. I love to be wrong. It's just that when I see something, I call it out. Because my whole shit is just be honest. I call my bullshit out. I call other people's bullshit out. The difference is when I call it out, people's like, asshole. And then later,
I gave you your moment. I gave you your shine. I'm not giving you a profit. I'll give you that you were right a couple times.
okay, so name a time when I've been wrong.
That'll be in the next podcast where I come up with the time that Justin was wrong.
I'm waiting on it. I did. Listen, I'm not a hater. If I'm wrong about something, I'll admit it.
You were wrong that you could beat me in 2K the first time we played. Who hit that game winner, Justin?
Yeah, you hit that game winner
with who?
Fucking that bum.
Name
nah,
drop
you name him.
Name
I'm
drop
not
him.
giving that.
Nah, name
that
drop him.
Trash.
He hit that corner 3 over top of your then OKC Thunder.
So the thing is, I used to be a good 2K player, so this bum isn't gonna let it go that he got one win in and never got another win after that.
Don't matter. All you need is that one.
You got one win.
The first time. After that, you're making adjustments. I don't care nothing about that. The first time we played, you knew nothing about my game. I knew nothing about
this. This is gonna
game.
hurt your feelings when I say this. I let Nicole's brother do the same thing, and then I drop 50 on him. Every time we play, I drop at least 30 plus on him. He gets beat by 30 plus.
Since you ain't going to name drop, I would do it. The step back corner 3 was knocked down by Joakim Noah.
Yeah, that bum.
Joakim.
As he knows, I don't like that player, so that's why I don't even say their name. I don't acknowledge
It's
him.
even better that I hit that through him.
I mean, you got your win.
I did.
But have you won since then?
No, I can't say I have.
And you never will. All because of that win.
You won't let me win another game in 2K?
Never.
It's alright. That's all.
Listen, guys. Y'all are hearing me say this. If he beats me in 2K again, it's because he earned it. He will never have the satisfaction of knowing that I'm sleeping on him. I go full throttle from start to finish anytime we play now.
I respect that. Because I feel the same way with you in Madden. There's no way I'm going to let you beat me in Madden.
But I never go out thinking like I'm going to beat you in Madden. I know that's your platform, so I don't sit here and trick myself into thinking that I'm going to come up on you and then...
I try to make myself think, okay, I'm going to get lucky this time like I did last time. I'm going to beat him in 2K.
Nah, that'll never happen.
It's going to happen again.
No.
Once I get back into the whole 2K thing, what was the last time I played 2K? Like 2K 17, 18?
Well, I haven't played in a while neither.
Might be the perfect time to play it. I didn't even touch
Why,
this
you
one.
want me to dog you in?
This guy.
Is that what you want?
This guy.
Is that what you want?
Let me get my Brooklyn Nets. You know I only play
Hold
Kyrie.
up, wait a minute.
You know
We
I-
can't
you know
have
I-
this AT.
you know-
Don't you even start this shit.
No, you know I play with Kyrie.
Who do I play with?
Oh, shit, yeah.
Yeah,
right.
so we both can't play with the Nets.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah. And then when I didn't play with the Nets, who did I pick second? The Rockets.
I guess I got to
I mean, not the Nets. When I didn't pick him, who would I go with? The Rockets.
I guess I got to go with Duke University.
Who? Boston?
No.
Who?
New Orleans. They got Brandon Ingram, Zion.
I might have to go with Boston.
I think they
Just to spite
They
you.
might have Okafor.
Just to spite you.
Oh, you're really gonna do me like that
Yeah.
with Jason Tatum?
Yeah.
No,
And Brown. You know I like
Ooh.
Brown.
I do too.
Yeah.
That's all good. We'll be able to lock you all up. You don't have a true point guard anymore.
I'm a true point guard.
Marcus
I don't.
Smart. Marcus Smart's gonna be your point guard.
It's me using him.
Okay.
He'll really be smart. He won't be Marcus stupid.
Lonzo will lock him up.
You overestimate that bum.
Lonzo will lock him up. He'll throw lobs from half court to Zion.
Shit, we still got to play in real life.
We do. We got a lot to do. A lot that we can bring to this channel.
Videotape us playing in real life.
We gotta practice though. I'm dead serious about quarantine fucking up my shot.
Oh,
my shot is broken.
So just admit it right now. You running scared. You running scared right now.
No.
Because if it was me, you'd be calling me out.
The only reason, because
just like when you called me out on running and I couldn't run. Because if we gonna tell the truth, this man was running. So I was like, all right, look, let me try and get back in shape. So I come up to the house and I'm thinking like, he's not going to kill me because he knows that I haven't ran in forever. So we're running up to the school before practice. I had to puke on the way there.
It's only like a mile.
I hadn't ran at all for years.
I only had, a 6-7 week head start on you.
It was more than that.
Yeah.
At that point, it was closer to 2 months. It wasn't 6 or 7. It was closer to 8 weeks. Because then after that was when I started getting out on the track.
Oh, okay.
And then we saw when I got on that track, it was a little bit better, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you motivated me because I was like, fuck, I haven't puked like this since. This reminded me of fucking the first time I was allowed to start. I'll never forget that. I was like so nervous. I ran to the bathroom and puked my guts out. And then came back out and I was good. I was scared. But I didn't want to say nothing.
No, we got to do that. We can bring that to the channel. A basketball challenge against us. And it doesn't have to start off as one-on-one. It could be a shooting contest or something.
Yeah, I see what you're doing.
What?
It don't have to start off with no one-on-one with you trying to be all aggressive and back me down while I shoot my jumpers.
I have no lungs right now. My endurance. There was a point where no problem. My endurance level has gone from here to I'm probably like down here now. Like,
yeah,
I gotta get myself back into.
I'm gonna keep it real. I be trying to take advantage of him because right now with me working the way that I do, I'm in better shape than he is.
Way better.
But he would take advantage of me too. So don't sit here and feel no sympathy for him.
It's all good though.
Cause trust me, when I was working it from the computer and I was out of shape, he was definitely trying to take advantage of me. Yeah. That was when you was in shape, because you was always exercising and stuff.
A little bit.
But now I exercise just as much as you, if not more. I don't know. I don't know if you necessarily want them problems.
Give me a date.
I got a little stronger.
Give me a date.
Got a little stronger.
Give me a date.
Yo, yet another successful podcast. So hopefully you've already viewed the first one. If you haven't, go. The links should be on the channel. I don't really got much to say.
Check it out. Let us know what you all think. I mean, if you all have some topics that you all want to know our opinions about, please feel free to leave them down below in the comment section.
I get fueled off your hate, so you can hate on me all you want. It just makes me know I'm doing something you don't like, which makes my life feel so much better.
The most hated yellow.
I'll always be. So, we out.
To the next one.
Yep. Check in the next one, bitches.
Boondocks, nigga.